Ahoy friends, and welcome back to the Trails of Africa. I'm very excited about today's episode. It's a little different than what we've been doing so far on the channel. So far it's just been sort of speed build videos, but I'm actually going on vacation this week and I didn't have time to record everything, edit it all together, do the voiceover work and all of that before I actually leave for vacation. So that's going to be for next week. But this week I thought we would do an update tour of our park so far. Some of you have seen the builds on Facebook, but we've not actually done an entire tour, so I thought that is what we would do. I would do sort of behind the scenes look, if you would. I don't know why that was funny. It wasn't, but either way. This is the Trails of Africa. We're gonna walk through it. We're gonna look around. I'll show you guys some things. We'll talk about it, and then we will get out of here. So hopefully short video, and you guys can see sort of where we're at. So this is the Trails of Africa. I've said that about 6 times now, so you probably know. I need to change the name, the sign. Everything in the zoo is in Swahili, and I need to change this because I want it to appear to be an authentic African savanna zoo. The theme of the zoo is that it is a dilapidated zoo that is very run down, very falling apart. It has not been well managed, and I've sort of shifted the theme. Originally, I was going to carry that theme through the entire zoo, but I've decided that I'm changing it a little bit, and that it will be a zoo that is under new management, and they are trying to restore the zoo. So most of the zoo is still very run down, but there is a new habitat at the very back of the zoo that is brand new. Everything is new on it, and the hope is that it will restore the zoo to its former greatness. So let's get into it, and we'll go from there. So this is the start of the zoo. It's obviously the European coach. This is the nothingness of the edge of the map. Trails of Africa shuttle. I also need to change this to Swahili at some point. But just a little decal there. That's the rhino statue, or not statue. What do they call it? Decals, just sunk into the side of the bus there. Pretty simple. It was very aggravating getting this to work because they list this as an entrance, but it's not actually an entrance. It is simply just a guest spawner. And the reason that is frustrating is because once we get up here. This is the entrance that I built. Originally, if you saw this was flat. I didn't really like the flat roof, so I added a little bit of height to it. This Trails of Africa sign, the way the animals are, was sort of inspired, I believe, by the Indianapolis Zoo. Their logo looks a little bit like this, or at least one of their zoo entrances does. That's where I got the idea for that. But the reason that I hate the fact that can't be used as an entrance is because I really wanted to hide these. And I still need to go back, I guess, and do something to hide them. But they are very modern. They are very new looking, and I hate that for the park. It doesn't match anything, but it is what it is. So we come in, front little entry statues here, so you can grab you a quick picture. I have a souvenir shop over here that I have not finished because Frontier has not fixed the souvenir shops yet. And we are getting closer and closer to the completion of the zoo. We'll pop in. You guys can sort of see. I had more in here, and I just couldn't get it to work, so I deleted some things out thinking that would help. It didn't. So right now it is empty. That will be fixed before we say the zoo is complete. Over here on this side, we have our staff houses, staff rooms, a little sliding rolling gate that I built. Hopefully this looks like a keycard access, which now I see is too high now that I'm at in guest view, so I need to lower those down, and I will. But this is just a simple building, staff rooms, a little bit of plants. You can see everything is overgrown. That's a running theme throughout the zoo. This is a little lookout tower that I put over here so guards or conservation agents could get up and have a bird's eye view of what's going on. I have a few of these through the park. Getting back outside, you'll notice these lines running up with these little the mechanic or the workshop logo on them. These are to-do markers that I created. They're on the workshop. I found that I get started on a build and I don't quite finish, so I drop this marker in, and you can see it from way up high in the zoo, and you can see it from all over, and it just lets me know that I have something here that I need to come back and finish. So it's little stuff like here. All I need to finish is run this curb around and then down to the end of the corner here. I've ran it the rest of the way around the building. So that's just something before I finish the zoo that I need to come back and do. So so you'll see those popping up through the zoo. There's see out here I've got to do the foliage. I got to finish that outside. Here above, obviously, as we just talked about, I've got to finish the souvenir shop. So you'll see those. You can see them dotting the horizon out there. But that's, if you're wondering, that's what those are about. So let's get down. Just a little overrun flower bed. I can't remember the name of these bushes, but these I used through the entire zoo. They work so well for the theme that I'm going for. That they look like they at one point would have been very nice, but they are sort of dying, falling away. Got some rocks again, everything overgrown. They're going to sit down and have a break. So this is our first habitat, and it is the I'm not even going to try to pronounce the Swahili version, but everything in the zoo, I think from this point out, has the Swahili name, and for the most part also has the English where appropriate. I see like these signs over here. There is no English alternate. You'll notice this is, again, the sign's falling apart. One of the arrows is completely fallen out. I'm hoping that these little notches here reflect that, that's where maybe some bolts would have been or something like that, holding that in. But it has actually fallen off of the top up here. But all of this is in Swahili. But so we're looking at this, and this is our first look at the first habitat that we actually did in the zoo. And I'm not going to tour the zoo in the order that we built it, but this is the first one. And it is a zebra and ostrich enclosure. There are more views that way, but we're actually going to go this way to start the zoo. Oops, sorry. We're going to go this way to start the zoo. So why are we suddenly down in the ground? I don't want to be down in the ground. This does not seem right. Let's see here. How can we fix this? That's the wrong button. Let's see. Oh, little aerial sneak peek, because I don't really know how our explore mode got dropped down in the ground like that. Let's hide everything again. So here we go. All right, right back where we were. Nothing ever happened. So again, let's see, just a little elephant statue here. Little one has been knocked over because that is the theme of the zoo. I'm not going to comment every time that you see something that looks like this, but when you see it, you'll know. There are a couple of things that I may point out. But this is, so just a quick look around right here. This is another view of the same habitat. One of the things that you'll notice in the zoo, and you can't see from here, well, let's just pop in this one real quick. What I do with all my habitats, I have aging and birthing and all of that turned off. What I do for every habitat in the zoo is I put the minimum number of animals in the enclosure. So in this case, 2 zebras was fine. When I do that, I will turn on the aging and birthing long enough for them to get pregnant and have a baby. Then I put that baby in the trade center, and it just stays there because animals do not age while they're in the trade center. So I put them there, and my plan is at the end of the zoo, I'm going to then release all of the babies back to the enclosure. So every enclosure in the zoo will have 2 adults and a baby, or maybe 1 or 2 babies for each species in the zoo. So so you will see that when we get this thing completed. Let's hop back to the fence right there, back over. So moving down here, we'll get to that section over here in a minute. We're going to work back through here. Here's just a little rundown, little food area. I have found that people in this zoo, I don't know why, they do not really use the drink and food machines. They use the ATMs a ton. They obviously, you can see by the hats and the balloons, they are buying the souvenirs, but not a ton of use for the vending machines, and those are the only food and drink options. So I don't really understand it, but that's where we're at. Back over here, this is the second enclosure that we did. Just worked out that that's the way that we came. But this is a water buffalo and sable antelope. Sable antelope? Sable antelope. Sorry, I can't ever remember how to say it. Look, another little sign over here. But this large habitat here, really enjoyed making this. I enjoyed these wooden posts with the European fan cable. I use it for all of these bar looks. I think it has a really nice look. It's clean. It looks, to me, from a distance, you back up, it looks like those cables that are typically ran through those. This is one thing that I'm looking forward to, hopefully, in Planet Zoo and Planet Coaster 2. I want every single path in the game to be able to be designated as a staff path. So I'm using the null path through the entire zoo, so you can't really tell where the path is, where it isn't. But I'm having a problem with guests coming down. This is where you would come down here to for the staff access, another to-do marker. But this is how the staff gets in. But I was finding that guests were coming all the way down this way, and I'm not sure why, but they were getting stuck. They'd get down this path and they'd get stuck, and then they're just screaming, help, help, and all of that. So I had to put just this tiny little sliver of staff path so nobody would cross it. And it's very annoying. It's very ugly. I'm going to drop something over the top of it, some boards or something to hide it, but you should not have to hide it. We should be able to just turn any path into a staff-only path, or put signs up that are staff-only access. That may be the better option, but I've noticed that some of the do not enter signs actually don't work. The guests walk right through them, so I don't really understand what that is. Oh man, it has an interesting hairstyle. Rocking it. Get it, son. But it is one of the banes of my existence. I hate it. I also wish that with the pathing system, which obviously drastically needs to be improved all the way across the board, but I hope as well that we can do one-way paths. If I could put a path in and then assign it to where guests can only walk this way, that would really streamline my zoo. The clusters of people that end up just swarming and looking like a massive ants because they're all stacked up on top of each other would go away. If you could just designate sections of your zoo as one way only, especially through exhibit houses and things like that, and when you want to do indoor areas, if you could just put one path through the building, that would be incredible. But anyways, so enough of the path system. So that is the, don't know if you saw, this is the sable antelope, the water buffalo. Same thing, we got a couple of adults. We'll have some babies in there by the time this thing is done. Moving right along to the next. This is one thing that I have found that I do that maybe some creators don't do. I have no issue using the set pieces that came with the game. This was just one of the set blueprints. I think it's like African Garden Savannah. I don't know what it's actually called. But it was just sitting in there. I thought, you know what? It works great for the theme that I have going right here. So we plopped it right down. So don't be scared to use the pre-built blueprints. I mean, they look good. They're free to use. I mean, they're free right there. You don't have to build them. You don't have to stress yourself. If you've got an area that you just kind of need a little bit of filler space, don't worry about wasting, unless you just want to. Don't worry about wasting an hour trying to decide something. Just drop something in there that the Frontier has already given us. I think that looks really nice right there. I think it fills this area well. It's pretty scenery. And I think it works. So don't be scared to use it. So let's get up in here. We've got a couple of habitats this way. This is one that I have built. It was one of my most recent builds. And I didn't actually feature it on the channel. I didn't actually. I'll be honest with you. I built it. It's done. I've walked away from it, but I don't love it. It is so designed this nice little sign with it. I think it looks really nice. But this is hooved animals. But that's just for this. That's what that is. Quato is hooved animals. That over there will be our hippopotamus habitat. We'll look at in a second. But this is one that I put together. It's got a little bit of an elevated viewing, and you can look here. This is chock full of multiple species. We have springboks. I'm trying to remember them all. Springbok, a Thompson gazelle is in here. The wildebeest is in here, and I feel like there may be one more, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. But this is a little elevated viewing. I've got some. They come here. The idea is that these wall feeders that we have here, that they would come up and feed right there. I don't know if they actually would. This is one of the blueprints that I got off of the workshop. Again, I'm not scared to use other people's creations or Frontiers, but pulled this right off of the workshop. I cannot remember who who actually built it, but by the time I'm done with this zoo, there will be a zoo donor board, and anybody that I used one of their creations, I will credit on the zoo, except for one, and I'll talk about that maybe in a second, but there's one person that I will not credit. But anyways, this is, I'm going to jump over all these people. This is apparently a very popular habitat. This is a little custom fence that I built. Just a bunch of the wood branches that are stacked against each other. Here's one falling down. Thought it worked really well. This stable right here, I actually pulled from Plastic Swans. She did an entire series on starter habitats, and I just had that one. I thought it worked well for the habitat, so I dropped it in because honestly, I was just trying to get done with this. I'd spent several hours on it. I didn't end up. I mean, it's fine. I think the habitat is fine. I don't love it, but I was just ready to be done with it, so I just dropped it in. Another lookout tower. Another little backstage area with another workshop item, this Jeep with this trailer. And moving on around to our hippopotamus. This habitat was very frustrating. It was a very frustrating habitat. I talked about it in that build video. I'll link the build video to this in the description of this YouTube video. It was just very difficult to meet all of the hippo needs. And from the comments that I got from you guys on Facebook, it seems like the hippo needs are a problem for everybody. But so I was very frustrated. This area right here looks a little different than when we got done with the build video. I had a snack machine right here, and I got to thinking it wasn't very realistic that a snack machine would be right in front of this this underground viewing or dome viewing. So removed it. We've got a sign here. A little tree fell over. It's knocking the sign over. This is the hippo hole. So you can get in there and you can get you a bird's eye view of the hippos. A little broke down Jeep here. His wheels falling off. It's sucked down in the ground. Another viewing area that is overgrown and you really can't see through it intentionally. Now the guests can because apparently they have laser Superman vision. But the idea is that this is overgrown by a lot and you can't actually see through it. Let's see what button did I press right there? Shift. It just crouched down, but I don't know what button I actually pressed. One of the things I tried to do with these benches is place them in areas that are severely overgrown like that. Let's see. Do I want to go here? Here. This is. We'll just look here quickly. This is a better view of the water area for our hippos. They spend a lot of time under here. Water's a little murky. But that is the habitat that I pulled off the workshop. Just dropped it down. I didn't build that on the build video, so you won't see it. Moving right on along. Let's see what we got here. I think we're going to go back this way. We'll look. My goal is we'll loop the inside of the zoo, and then we'll wrap back out, and we'll look at the last things that we have actually built because some of you actually haven't seen yet. I'll give you guys a quick peek of it, and then you'll see some build videos. This is a design that I pulled from the workshop, just a little African information section. I did spice it up a little bit. I added a crack into this one. I put one of the little smoke machines in there with this broken canopy. The pieces down here that's broken. I thought that worked well with the theme, but the rest of it is all together. Let's see. This is the building that sort of got everybody's attention on the zoo. This is where I really started getting some traction with it. This is the lemur house that I built. This is an outdoor area for them to run and play and do all of the things they do. Excuse me. And you'll see here, got some boards here. Some of the chain link fell through. This is a very aggravating habitat because I haven't been able to figure it out. And I don't see it happening right now. I'm thinking maybe I finally fixed it. But I could not figure out. I have no escapes on just because of some of the habitats the way I wanted them to look. So I have it escapes turned off, but you would look up and you would see lemurs just running all across the top of these beams, and even they would be down and running about a foot or half of a meter, whatever you want to say, on the outside of the enclosure. It was very frustrating. I think it was tied to the climbing being turned on and on all of these ground pieces. So I turned the climbing off on all of the wall pieces, and I think it has actually helped. I haven't seen any more. Uh, Behind us, we have a quarantine area with some little buildings that we found. This is one way that I've found to hide the staff only pathing. I just dropped a load of bushes and everything on it, but it is a bit frustrating when you see staff just walking right through the middle of the. Oh, here you go. Look, you can get a look at it. Yeah, see, not very realistic looking. You can see the staff path there. Guests were coming all in here, and she just walks right through the middle of a bush. But I needed a way to hide that. I don't love it. I'm going to change that when I fix the other. But this is backstage of the ostrich and the zebra. This is the quarantine area that we'll pop in real quick. We'll take a look. Little backstage. And in our quarantine, I've actually have it set up as a habitat. And we have some warthogs in here. And we actually have a warthog enclosure over here that is in process. And we haven't actually had to. The idea, we'll look at it in just a second. The idea is that their enclosure is in process, but these guys are tucked away in here for now. So let's pop back out of here. We'll look. Got two external viewing houses for them. Two little runs that hopefully they come across like, hey, you could put a couple of different things in here. You got a couple of runs, a couple of gates, but for right now, that's where the warthogs are. And this is the entrance to the hyena habitat, which we have not seen yet. There's a little hyena running up. We'll look at that in just a second, though. So let's pop right back out here. We'll do a quick look inside the lemur house, and then we'll just continue right around. So another lookout tower here. Again, just carrying that theme. This is the habitat that I was telling you about that is under construction. Again, this is one that I wanted to look like, hey, it's under construction, but maybe it's been a little while. Maybe it's not coming along like you wanted it to. Let's pop in here. One thing that you guys can do, and I'm sure you've seen it before, but drop this gravel path down. It looks really good for filler pieces. Put them in the bottom of your flower beds and things like that. It looks really good, and it gives you a different look instead of having to use the mulch. These are a couple of planters that I created. This was actually a planter, and I put some trees in it. These over here are the ones that I created. I used the African huts, and I flipped them upside down. And you just kind of ignore this little part here. But from the outside, from the other side, I thought they looked really good. I thought they looked like good, believable planters that you would have these big, giant trees in. Stacks of wood, stacks of block, and this habitat is under construction. So, anyways, back into the lemur house. We'll do a quick look at the inside of it. I've said that a couple times now. This is the indoor look. Very happy with how this turned out. It was a little frustrating getting it to where they could get up and down this ramp and get out the window up here that they have, but I was finally able to figure it out. This is a little indoor resting area for them where pop back inside there. Oh, got one going to lay down, go to sleep, but it is the one-way glass. So they can get in here, they can sleep, but they do not notice us out here. One small detail I wanted to point out, and I don't know if this really comes across, but I put these little pieces in these TVs here, the monitors. I wanted it to look like maybe they don't work, these lines, maybe it's busted, maybe the TV is out. I don't know if that really works. I came up with a better way to show TVs not working a little later in the zoo that I'll show you guys. But rather simple, kind of a square interior building. I just noticed I don't have the wood that is running across there. I do not have over there. I need to fix that. So anyways, back outside, and we're gonna carry right along. This is the way to the newest part of the zoo. We will look at that in just a second. But we will pop right along through here. We'll look at the hyenas first. Hyena habitat here. Very happy with how this turned out. This little section right here I'm actually kind of proud of. It has an underground sleeping area for them. That is their hard shelter. But they've got several access points all the way around it where they can go in and out, but they can also get up on top of it. I thought that looked really neat. I was proud of the final product with it. Hyenas are weird. I always assumed that they would be like massive pack animals, and they probably would be. I think the hyena, you could put more in here, but the amount of space that they need is absolutely insane. It is more than any other animal. I want to say that they required like 1,700 square meters just by themselves. So This is one of the habitats that their space need is actually not actually met. It is just slightly below what they needed because they just required so much space, and I did not anticipate that. Now, of course, I have filled up a ton of the space that's in here with a ton of foliage and stuff like that. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Up the rock they go. That's what we wanted to see. There it is. The other one is up there as well. See, that's why we designed this. I think that is so cool. I think it's really neat to see them jumping up and down up there, laying down. Got one going to take a rest, maybe. The other one's up there with it. That's pretty cool. This is something that I thought I got a lot of feedback on. You guys really like this little design here where, again, the zoo's falling apart. It's old. It's dilapidated. And I designed just this broken railing. The other pieces are down there. Don't know if anybody's actually noticed that, but they are down there, the pieces that have fallen off. We just got this not even going to keep anybody out barrier up right here. I feel like this is what somebody that did not care if people died would put up. Because, like I said, a little kid could squeeze right through here, fall right through, down to the bottom, and then the hyenas are laughing about something else, you know what I mean? So, before we get too far that way, we'll pop in the giraffe house while we are here. You know what? Here, we'll look at it. There you go. You can see it. We'll come back this way because that'll give us a reason to come back through and not double up on everything. So we'll pop through right here, and I will show you another habitat that I just did not love. Now, this is working our way back towards the entrance. This is the ostrich and zebra habitat there. Little bathroom. Again, just using the standard bathroom. I added sort of my own little flair to it, some lights. The bathroom sign is broken. But over here is the armadillo habitat, and for the most part, I like this habitat. Not the armadillo. What did I say? This is the aardvark. I said armadillo. I'm very excited about the grasslands and Africa pack that just dropped, so I guess I've got them on the brain. This habitat turned out fine. It turned out fine. You know what? We've done this the entire view. I don't really care about the explore mode anymore. Let's just jump up here where we can actually look around. Turn this back off. I'm happy with how this turned out. I think it looks appropriate. What I hate is this termite mound right here because the bright gray does not work with anything else. I wish that this item was recolorable. Unfortunately, it is not. So I wish I could change the color of that to match the rest of the habitat. It annoys me to no end, but it is what it is. But we have an aardvark here. Little hat shop here, or maybe this is balloons. I don't remember. And this is the most recent build video that we have seen. This is also what I talked about a better way for us to show that TVs are potentially not working. Is I just simply double stacked one up. Anybody that's been playing the game for a while knows that if you double stack any item in the game, that they will glitch like this. So I thought, well, that's a much, much more effective way to show a TV not working. Everybody really, really loved this canopy viewing area that we designed. I wish I could say that it was mine, but guys, all it is this thatched shop cover. I stacked them all the way down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I flipped them around and just butt them right back up against each other. So that's how we designed that. You can easily put it in your zoo, or you can download this one and place it and just save it from here. This habitat is for the Aldabra tortoises. It was heavily inspired by a build that Simply Savannah did. I really like how it turned out. Really like the separation here, this little rock wall. This, I'll show you guys this just because I don't know if I explored it very much. These are a prime example of repurposing pieces. If you were to if you were to pull this apart, you will find that this is that African siren piece or whatever it's actually called. It's designed for this to be up in the air. But if you flip it and drop it down into the ground and just stick this last little band on it, it looks like fence posts that were 100% designed to be there. Now, don't put them all in line, and you'll notice that each and every one of these is not facing the same direction. Make sure that you spin them around just so you get different textures facing out. But it looks very good, in my opinion. It looks very good. It looks real. It looks authentic. And you would never have thought to use it for that. It's not designed for that, but you can do a lot of things, which is another reason this game is so incredible. This is a little art area that I made. I don't really love it, don't really hate it. I wish we had more animal statues for some of the base game animals. African animals. I may swap that out and put one of the new African statues that we just got from the African DLC here, but I haven't done that yet. What are we at? Okay, let's go. Moving on. Cheetahs. This is the cheetah habitat, and you would know that, but the sign has been knocked all the way over. Some vandals, some scamps, some scallywags, and rapscallions. This is the cheetah habitat. We've got a couple of them over here playing with the box. They have destroyed this enrichment item, which they do about 30 seconds after every time I put it back in there. But like how this habitat turned out. This is one that I had planned on featuring on the channel and just genuinely forgot to record it. I'm new to the recording. I'm new to YouTube, and I just simply forgot to record it. But it is what it is. Really like how the habitat turned out. Really like how they can actually get all the way up here. They can come all the way across. They can get all the way up here to this point if they want to. The climbing is there. I haven't seen them use it very much. I don't know why they don't, but they don't. Which is perfectly fine with me. I like them down here. I don't see cheetahs up in trees a whole lot, so maybe they don't climb. But yeah, so there's our cheetah. This is a little savanna wall that I downloaded off the old workshop. And here's a little sneak peek over into our giraffes, but we are not going to look at them yet. We will pop back over here, and we will look at our giraffe house. Really, really happy with how this sign right here turned out. It obviously it says giraffe house. I believe that's what the translation is. I think it looks really good set on this rock. Little things I don't know if anybody even notices the bars that are coming off of each letter that are actually holding them off. The letter A that is broken off of here and here that is just sort of hanging down by that last one. And then of course, yeah, here we go, giraffe house. The English sign is broken, snapped in half, and laying discarded. But this is our giraffe house. We'll pop right inside here. Another thing that I'm very proud of with this build is the tile floor. This is custom made. I made this tile floor. I think it looks really, really good in here. The color schemes, the way it all lines up, I think I pat myself on the back. I really, really, really love these custom tile floors. I think it really pops. It's unique. It's not something that we have that we can just place down. So happy with how those turned out. Little giraffe decor all around. Another screen that is broken, hasn't been used in a while. And then this is the indoor viewing. We've got the hanger feeders here that the giraffes use inside. You got a little ball they play with. And then on each side of the habitat, we will only go up one side. You come up and you can see the inside of the habitat. Maybe you guys can help me out and drop a comment. This feeder right here, the tall feeder, it does not matter where I put this feeder in the habitat. I moved it and set it right here in the middle of this. It says that it is inaccessible. And I'm finding that in my elephant habitat as well. All of the enrichment items say that they are inaccessible. It doesn't matter where I put them. So if anybody has a suggestion on how to fix that, I would greatly appreciate the comment. Little indoor area here for the backstage area for the giraffes. That's their hard shelter. Works out good for them. We also have a little baby giraffe, which I don't have in the habitat right now. It's in the trade center, but the baby giraffe is one of the best designs in the game. I love it. They are so cute. They make me very, very happy, and I cannot wait to put them back in the habitat because they look really, really good. So popping back out of here, we are almost done, guys. I know I'm going through this quick. I wanted this to be a sort of a fast tour because I do plan on having this zoo featured on a couple other channels. So I don't want to just blow through and just show you guys every single detail, and I don't want to get too caught up in it, you know. But this is Thunder Valley. Bondelaradi. That is Valley of Thunder. That's where we're at. This is the brand new elephant habitat. This is the exhibit that is, or the habitat that is going to save the zoo. Designed this little archway that you come through here. The elephant's walking up. Letters look good. I think this turned out really nice. You pop right through, and there is our elephant habitat. We're not going to look at that too much. I'll give you just a quick whoop. There it is. Okay, that's all you get. Because we are actually going to see the build for this in the coming week, not this week obviously, but next week this should be the video that you guys see. This is grand opening. I cannot even begin to pronounce this, but this is how Google Translate says you're supposed to say it. So I don't know. This, I will show you the elephant house here. This is the indoor viewing. You guys are really blowing this one up on the workshop. I saw that it has made it to the front page. On it, I do have the words in English. It says African elephant. Africa Timbo is the Swahili, and Ingia is the word for entrance. Well, we will pop in here because I've actually featured this one on the Facebook channels, and I don't have a build video for it. So this is just a little bit of the indoor. There's another. Don't look over here. Ignore what you see here. It is not allowed. This is the indoor. Why don't we put the camera back down into explore mode for this, just so you guys can get a better look. This is, again, the entrance. A lot of wood, a lot of the glass panels. I think this turned out really, really well. I, again, have a new custom floor in here. This is not quite the same. Almost looks the same color-wise as the other, but this is also completely custom. I really enjoy how it turned out. This nice little planter piece here. Again, this is a base game piece that was designed by Frontier, but I placed it down with these planters, designed all of this. I think it turned out really well. Little indoor viewing area here for our elephants. And really, I thought this was pretty cool. I like it. They come in here a lot. We've got one of the scatter feeders here, and it is inaccessible for whatever reason. This tire is not inaccessible. This is one of 2 enrichment pieces that are not listed as inaccessible. I don't know why. I don't know what the difference is. I fought with it very, very much, and I am over it. I give up. So this is a couple of the wall. I made these wall hangers. I thought they turned out really, really good. I like how the elephant ears look in here. Just used I believe it was European sign bracket with the African planter, and then just plopped those elephant ears in it. I think those look really good. They look sharp hanging on the wall there. Let's pop in here. Got a little bathroom area. Pretty simple. You go to the bathroom. That's what this area is used for. This would be for the ladies. This would be for the lads. And we will pop on through. Again, don't look out the windows. You're not allowed. This is an area that's very confusing for me. I said we didn't have any food and drink shops. I forgot that I did put these in, but nobody is using them. We pop in here and we just take a look. Let's see. 0 lifetime guest sales, and the same is true for over here. I have made sure that they are connected to the path. I've dropped the prices down to almost 0. We have guests that come through here. You see, I mean, sometimes it's very busy, sometimes it's not. But for whatever reason, nobody uses these, but they look good in here, so we rock and roll. This is a little sort of museum piece that I set up. Ooh, I had not noticed that. I need to fix that. That popping through, that is the top of this area over here, which we didn't look at, but I really like how that turned out. Need to fix that. But this is just, I thought this was cool, just sort of a little display piece for some of the African jars and cloths. I thought that was something that, sort of authentic that you might see in a zoo. So that little display case, very proud of. Thought it turned out very nicely. And then we just pop on through here. Again, don't look out the windows. You're not allowed. This is, this is information. Just information about elephants that you can find out. I wanted to do a little more with this, but I thought it kind of looked sort of simple, sort of clean, and I left it just like this. I didn't add anything else, but you guys that have downloaded the zoo, really encourage you to make it your own. Do what you want to do with it. And then the last thing in here before we pop out is I do have a little exhibit piece in here. I wish more than anything with the billboards that we have the option to upload custom imagery like they have on PC. I'm hoping that comes one day. But for now, we just have the Planet Zoo banners right there, just because I think the rest of them, we just jumped through the glass. That was not done on purpose. It just works sort of with the theme, and all of the advertisements are very gaudy. And with the tall banners, the animal signs don't work. So anyways, you don't care. Little planter, one more peek outside, peek. All right, that's all you get. I promise, you're not going to see any more. Oh, we do have an elephant that is coming in to hang out, so let's pop over here. We'll look at her, see what she's going to do. Oh, taking a little nap. Nice. All right. So, guys, we're almost done with the zoo. We'll pop back out. We'll go this way this time. Run by all this. Let's see what else. I'll show you guys this. This is an exhibit house that we just built. I didn't do a build video on it. but really, really happy with how this turned out. There are not enough African exhibit animals, although I say that, we did just get one more, I believe, in this in the new DLC that came this week. So I'm going to swap one of these guys out. I'm not sure which one, but neither of these. This is the brown snake, I believe. No, Gila monster, and then this one over here is the brown snake. Neither of those are African animals, but I'm really, really happy with how this exhibit house turned out. We will, looking up top, I've got this little run here. These giant, whatever they're called, what was the name of that? What are they called? Rhubarb, is that it? Are they the rhubarb? Yes, those are awesome. I just discovered them right now, but they look so good. They look so good. They fill up so much space, and they're just, incredible looking plants. I will be using those a lot moving forward. They take up a ton of space too, which is nice. Pulled these air conditioning units off of the workshop. I think they look really good. I do take the little smoke machines and I drop down in there because I think in an African zoo, I think the air would be very hot. The air coming out of this would be very cool. So it would steam and you would get that look. I think it looks a little more authentic. So I drop those down in there. Don't look over there. Don't look over there. This little setup here is, what is this? A hot dog squad. This is something I pulled directly off of the workshop. I will give credit at the end of the zoo, like I said, for what we have going on here. This is, and this is just an information stand, or maybe it's just memento. This is just a memento. The guests in this area were complaining about not having any souvenir shops, so I dropped one in right here. This will not stay here. I will do something else with it, but I just wanted to drop something in so they would quit griping. And then that's it, guys. I did add this little bitty overview of the hippopotamus habitat. Nobody uses it. I can't get the guests to come up here right now. But we're working on this. Little sneak preview of what we're working on right now. Not going to show you any more than that, but you can see it over here. I'm hoping that once we get that in, we will get more animals up here. I will say that this will probably be our last habitat in the zoo. I may do one more way back out at the beginning, way back out. I may put something in right here just to sort of fill the area, or I may dump back out and do one more right here. I might do one more right there. I'm not sure, but that's our zoo, guys. I mean, that's where we're at. I mean, you've seen everything. That is sort of how the park is going. I'm very happy with it. There's a lot of things I didn't really showcase. All of these little broken down, rundown pieces that are just stacked all over. But I'm hoping that some friends of mine that are going to tour the zoo, I'm hoping that they will do it more justice than I have done. I hope you guys like what you have seen. There's a lot of hours invested in this, into this park. I'm very happy with it. It has been a little mundane at times, designing the exact same thing over and over and over. But as far as just the rundown look, the overgrown look, I feel like it sort of limited what I was able to do. But I think I did a pretty good job of taking advantage of it, And I'll be honest with you guys, I really like it, and obviously you guys do too. I'm very proud to say that if you go to the workshop, which we can pop in here, we look at the workshop. We have this zoo and my other zoo. I think both are in the top 5 highest rated zoos on console, which is pretty special for me. The other thing I think is cool is our African elephant house is here on the most popular creations this week. Very excited about that. We're almost 5 stars. If we could get that thing all the way up, man, I'd love to see it sitting over here in the number 1 spot. That would be incredible. But either way, I'm very excited that it is sitting here. It's pretty cool to see something that you spend a lot of time on, make it, and be featured like this. That just means you guys like it. But if you come over here to browse and you go to your zoos, I like to sort things by the rating just because you want to see, the best, I guess you might say, up front. But when I'm looking for designs, I want to see something that everybody else is liking because that means it was designed pretty well. Up just outside the top 5 with both of my zoos, which is very humbling. Zulia and Eden Gardens, I mean, those are leagues above what any of us are doing. Iron Maddie does a fantastic job. And then Jaeger Bombs, Zulia is absolutely awesome. My next zoo will be much more like this one, an authentic zoo that should be coming in the next couple of weeks. But Crescent Valley Zoo is mine. It has been sitting comfortably in the number 4 spot for quite a while now. And here we are with Trails of Africa. So I'm hoping by the time we get done with this that we can get the Trails of Africa bumped all the way up. Maybe we could get it in the top 5. I'd love to get it up to the number 1 position. And but we don't. We'll see if that happens. Very happy with this, guys. Very happy with the way that you guys have responded. Somehow we got paused. The way you guys have responded to my videos and my builds, you've been absolutely awesome. I'm over 200 subs now, which is just unreal. It's just unreal. I really appreciate the support you guys have given me. I love each and every one of you for it. I'm going to get out of here. We'll show you just a couple of somatics. What is it? What word am I trying to say? Cinematics. That's the word we're looking for. My gosh. Cinematics. We'll show you a couple of cinematics and we will get out of here. Hope you guys have a great weekend, a blessed weekend. I will talk to you next week. And until then, goodbye, guys.